MTG, The Unhallowed Hour, Episode 1 Innistrad and the Crimson Bride. Black screen, then veins of deep red bloom across it like capillaries, slowly threading together to spell Innistrad. That red gleams for a beat, and a single squeak slices through the silence, then another, then the sound multiplies. The red veins peel back into motion as a torrent of bats erupts across a cold, silvered moon. One wolf howl rises, answered by another, then a chorus rolling under the sky. Mist rolls in, thick and low, an ocean of breath crawling out of the dark. It parts like a curtain, revealing Voldaren Manor, vast and watching. A velvet steel gate unhooks with a soft sigh, inviting, almost aware. Spires rake the sky, and jeweled windows glint like eyes measuring your worth. The camera drifts aside. A Gothic chapel emerges, its stone ribs humming with distant music. Stained glass flickers with movement behind it. The panes tell a brutal story. Gisela, the broken blade, her light buckling, then shattering, driven to madness by Eldrazi corruption. Colored light bleeds across the mist, beautiful and wrong. Soft fade into the chapel. Candlelight glides across ancient stone, crystal chandeliers shimmering over polished pews. Voices mingle. Has anyone seen Lady Denathi? If she's here, she's already heard you and found your wine wanting. A quiet laugh. And the Baron of Bats? Not yet. If rumor holds, you'll hear wings before you see him. Another murmurs. Nearly every great house answered Olivia's invitation. Who would dare refuse? Goblets lift in assent. The sip looks civilized. Then a mouth tightens. A bead of red slips from the corner of a smile, slow, thick. No gasp, no flinch. The guest dabs it away, drinks again. The liquid in every goblet seems suddenly too rich, too wet to be wine. A smile flashes, the razor edge of a fang. Then another. The illusion falls away without anyone moving. These aren't human nobles. They're the great vampire houses, gathered beneath sacred stone, gathered for the Crimson Vow. I heard the Stromkirks sent their finest. They had to. Olivia notices everything. A soft, knowing laugh. The Falconraths are betting how long the ceremony will last. They're betting on whether the groom survives the speeches. A few amused smiles. Did you hear about the blood harvest in Nephalia? Then tonight should be unforgettable. The camera drifts past the gathering toward the dais. A full vampiric orchestra tunes, violins whispering, cellos thrumming, a harpsichord trilling, an organ rumbling low. Before them, a vampiric priest stands serene in midnight robes, stitched with crimson. Beside him, a tall figure in immaculate regalia, woven with the colors and crest of House Markov. He clicks open a pocket watch, glances, a brief frown, snaps it shut. Impatient, contained that, is Edgar Markov? The last whisper of tuning dies. The priest raises a hand, the conductor nods. Music blooms, haunting, elegant, filling the stone with reverence. Every head turns as the ancient oak doors groan. They open slowly, deliberately. Light spills in and she emerges. Sinfully beautiful, raven red hair spilling over her shoulders. A crimson wedding gown trails behind her, pooling like old, blood across stone. Diamonds and red gems catching firelight. She doesn't walk, she floats. Effortless, inevitable, and the room holds its breath as Olivia Voldaren arrives. Olivia glides forward and then movement at her side. 3 massive vampiric hellhounds, ancient. The Trinity, Nala, Khaleesi, Cersei. Midnight hides veined with ember, eyes that don't blink. They do not obey. They kill for her. They destroy for her. And when she wills it, they conquer for her. The chapel air prickles. Even the bold hold their breath. They move as one. The air itself seems to lean away. That same unseen voice returns, intimate. Nala, the youngest, the spark. Some say she once spent an entire river of blood in a single night and was still hungry. Khaleesi, the tether, patient, calculating. She waits where others rush. Once she let a siege last 13 nights, savoring every scream, and Circe the blade. She's silent before the cut. It is said she unmade a cathedral without a sound, save the heartbeat she chose not to spare. The 3 paces won, and the chapel remembers fear. The procession glides. Then Nala falters, a paw lifted mid-step, head tilting toward the aisle. A low, almost puppyish whimper slips out, then another. Olivia's mind answers before her lips can move. "My darlings, what is it? Show me." Her heart slams once, thunderous. Again. Then a name that isn't hers threads through the hellhound's whine. "Trevor. Find him. He is your mate. If need be, cross oceans." The hound's eyes burn, fixed on a point beyond the aisle. The whisper coils in her mind. Destiny spoken in a stranger's name. Vilnilsir. The humming of blood. Not a rule penned or taught, but innate. When it calls, thrones tilt, empires crack, ancients kneel. The bond doesn't ask, it takes. It takes land, law, and lineage, until only the call remains. The hesitation is gone in a blink. Olivia smooths the moment into silk, gliding the last steps as if nothing tugged at her. At her side, the hounds settle into perfect discipline, silent. Edgar beams, goblet raised. "My darling, radiant as ever. May our bond whisper through the eternities. May our dominion outlast memory." He drinks deep. Olivia's smile is flawless, her nod precise. Not a flicker betrays the storm she just caged. The ancient priest steps forward, sets his spectacles, unrolls the parchment. Great houses of Innistrad, House Markov, House Voldaren, House Falkenrath, House Stromkirk, House Ludovic, and all ancient bloodlines gathered under these stones. Welcome. We are gathered tonight on this most unholy of evenings, to witness not mere matrimony, but union, a covenant of blood and dominion. May this alliance outlast kingdoms, outlast the memory of mortal men. A sharp click. Edgar's pocket watch. He studies it, barely listening. Another soft click as it closes. "Of course, man. Get on with it, all right? We all know why we're here." The priest startles. "My lord, I apologize. I was..." Yes, all right. I've got stuff to do. Be very well. Lady Olivia Voldaren, do you take Lord Edgar Markov?" Olivia bows her head. "Very well. Lord Edgar Markov, do you..." Of course you do." He rallies. "Then, by blood, by sacrifice, by dominion, it is done. You may kiss the bride." The chapel stills. Edgar steps in, smile easy, certain. His hand cradles her cheek, their lips meet. The kiss lingers, stretches almost tender, then she breaks. Not away, just closer, her lips at his ear. "My darling, I'm truly sorry about this." For the briefest instant, he smiles, as if he thinks it's a game. Then the blood gathers in her left palm. Darkens, hardens. An obsidian blade erupts, veined with ancient blood, thrust, straight through his heart. The echo rings in the stunned silence. His eyes go wide, confusion shattering across his face. His knees fold and he crumples to stone. The chapel holds its breath. Olivia draws the obsidian free, dark blood sheening along its length. She lifts it, slow, deliberate. Her tongue traces the blade, tasting the crimson. Eyes closed, a faint, satisfied curve. Edgar's vision gutters out on her serene face and the blood she has claimed. Silence. Absolute. The chapel frozen. Olivia nudges the corpse aside with her foot, clearing space like a stage. She bows low, mocking to the stunned houses. Rising, eyes bright, she turns to the Trinity. Her voice soft, almost tender. "Now, my darlings." Her smile hardens. "Kill them all." The Trinity answers as one. The chapel erupts. Pews split, glass bursts. The stained windows slowly freckle red until their saints are almost unrecognizable. Nala vanishes into the crush, then stills for a heartbeat, jaw working slowly on something unseen. She swallows, disappears again. Khaleesi carves a path like falling stone. Circe glides soundless through the panic. At the center of it all, Olivia remains serene. She raises the obsidian, Edgar's blood still gleaming, and with deliberate reverence she tastes the blade again. The slaughter reflects in her calm gaze like a performance proceeding exactly as she intended. The chapel is no longer a chapel, but a testament to betrayal. Pews collapsed, banners torn, candles spill fire across the floor. Crimson evidence blooms across sacred glass and stone. The Trinity's rampage drives survivors into a desperate retreat. At the eye of the storm, Olivia stands, blade poised, a ribbon of blood still catching the light. She lifts it once more, savoring the taste, eyes drifting closed in quiet satisfaction. She opens them and surveys the ruin, serene, assured, as if every scream were a note in her score. Olivia lifts the blade skyward. The air holds. With a sweep, the crimson gown unravels into drifting scarlet embers. Obsidian plates lock across her, bone and steel veined in ancient crimson. She snaps her hair back. She howls, and the Trinity answers, one earth-rattling chorus that shakes the stones. Above the sky tears a jagged wound bleeding impossible light. She smiles to the hounds, voice warm with promise. My darlings, I will send for you when I find him. She steps through the wound and is gone. The howl lingers beneath Innistrad's moon. MTG, The Unhallowed Hour Season 1, Episode 2, Vona the Herald of the End, and Saint and Savior of Children. Fade in. Exterior Ottawa, early October, dawn. A soft fade from black. First rays of an early October sun stretch across the city, spilling gold and amber light over the streets. Children, backpacks bouncing, walk beside parents cradling steaming coffee cups, murmuring small talk before the day takes over. An alley cat slips between parked cars, eyes sharp, tail low, and lunges for a sparrow. The sparrow bursts skyward. Out of nowhere, a neighborhood dog bolts after the cat, owner laughing as the leash jerks taut, chaos dissolving into smiles. Traffic builds. Headlights blink off as daylight takes over. An ambulance cuts across an intersection, lights strobing, followed by the low growl of a fire truck rolling the other way. Sirens brief, then fading. Streetcars hum, cyclists thread through bike lanes, delivery vans nose into loading zones. Tourists gather outside cafes, maps unfolded, cameras ready, sipping coffee and pointing up the street, deciding what to see first. Dog walkers parade golden retrievers, terriers, one old labs sniffing every leaf. Shopkeepers flip signs to open. Patios get a quick wipe. Steam rises from fresh espresso. Above it all, the city hums, content, oblivious. Another morning, another day, or so it seems. Soft fade to interior. Townhouse, living room, early morning. The room is still. No lights flipped on. Just the hush of early October sun bleeding through the front window. The TV murmurs to itself, low and steady. Camera drifts across modest comfort. Worn love seat, family photos, toys tucked into corners, nothing flashy, everything loved. The silence isn't empty, it's peaceful. The pan continues and settles on the rocking chair. There she is, tall, impossible to overlook. The TV's flicker glances off her eyes, that deep near black blue like weathered stone with a hidden fire underneath. The chair rocks, soft, steady, back and forth as dawn slowly fills the room. Her long silver hair pours like a quiet river over both shoulders. Not glowing, just catching the light with a natural silver sheen, each strand picking up the sunrise. In her arms she cradles a small baby, no more than a few months old, swaddled close. Every motion of the rocking chair deliberate and protective. The baby's tiny form is tucked into the curve of her body, safe, warm. The silver curtain frames the child, soft and serene. Only the chair's gentle rhythm and the quiet breath of morning fill the room. The rocking chair never stops its gentle rhythm. A small coo slips from the bundle, then another. Tiny sleepy sounds, eyelids fluttering, just waking noises. Her mouth curves into the smallest smile as she looks down. "You're okay, Trevor," she whispers. "You're okay. There, you're safe, okay?" The baby settles with another quiet coo as her voice fades out in the room. But inside, her thoughts cut through cold and sharp. Dear God, why did Olivia send for me? To this place. To take care of this insignificant human. The thought dies before it can finish. Trevor shifts, a tiny wriggle beneath her arms, fingers flexing against the blanket. She stills. "What are you?" The words catch. He curls tighter into her chest. A sleepy little sigh. The skepticism softens. A smile she didn't plan on slips through. Just for a second, in that small curve of her mouth, a delicate glint of fang. Then gone. The chair keeps its hush rhythm, back and forth, as she simply holds him closer. Soft fade to kitchen. We hear her before we see her, water running steady. No, that won't do, dear gods, that's way too cold. A pause, a twist of the tap. No, that's too hot. I don't think you'll like that. Then, a small satisfied exhale. Yes, there it is, just right. Camera fades up. She stands over a small infant tub settled securely in the sink, steam beginning to curl upward. Then, almost to herself, "Oh, right. He likes that." And with an absent-minded ease, she grabs the bubble bath and pours in a generous splash. Soft white bubbles bloom across the surface, rising as the water fills. For someone who questions why she was sent at all, her hands already know what he likes. Water running, bubbles building, she smiles without even noticing. The warm water cradles Trevor as Vona lowers him in. He wiggles instantly, little arms flailing. She exhales. "Oh, come on, Trevor, little human, don't be difficult. You always have to be so mischievous for such a little thing?" A splash hits her cheek, water and a bit of foam. She freezes, hand to her chest, stepping back with mock offense, hand on her hip. "Oh, is that how we're going to play? All right, little human. Let's play." She scoops up a frothy handful of bubbles, crowns him. "Lord of the manor, I bow before your majesty." Another splash, and she laughs. Real laughter this time. She flicks water back gently, careful not to startle him. He squeals. Back and forth, splash and giggle. Her smile grows, another laugh escaping, unguarded. For a little while, just water, bubbles, and the sound of them finding each other. Soft fade to bedroom night. Moonlight spills across the room, quiet and warm. Vona stands with a tiny pair of fuzzy bear pajama bottoms dangling from her hand, studying them like a riddle. "Good Lord," she murmurs. "You wear these. Why do you like these, little human? Tell me." "Why? Why?" A smile catches. Just a hint of fang again, and she scoops him up. "Oh no, you're not going anywhere." She nuzzles his cheek, peppering it with little kisses. Num. "I'm gonna get that arm. Yes, I am." She lowers him to the bed, and they tumble together, him wriggling to escape, her catching him with ease. Laughter bubbles out of her, light and unguarded. Each time he tries to crawl away, she gently reels him back, mock, biting, tickling, holding him like the world beyond the room simply doesn't matter. Soft fade to exterior Ottawa, early October morning. The same dog barrels after the same cat. The cat after another bird, routine chaos on cue. Crows on wires. A late owl finishing its night call. Parents hustling kids to buses. One child digs in their heels, gets scooped up with a laugh and a sigh. Cars pull out of driveways. Street cleaners hum down the block. Tourists drift with coffees and cameras, pausing at a crosswalk to watch the city wake. Soft fade, same early October morning. The room is still dim. The first pale light only just beginning to lift the shadows. The television glows in the corner, young and the restless murmuring its familiar drama. Vona cradles Trevor, swaddled tight against her. The weight of him steady and warm. She lifts her mug, takes a sip, a smile tugging. Hazelnut. She breathes. I'll remember that. On screen, Victor twists the knife in some new betrayal. She narrows her eyes at the screen. Damn you, Victor. Why do you have to be so evil? She looks down. Trevor coos, small and certain. She lets out a soft laugh. Right? That's what I'm saying. She rocks him gently, sharing the joke in the half-light. His quiet coo her only audience. And the room slowly grows brighter around them. She sets her mug aside and studies him. Then she draws Trevor up to her chest, close enough that her words are just for him. I was sent here. Did you know that, little one? I was sent here by Olivia Voldaren to take care of you. Yes, I was sent here for you. He squirms, a tiny giggle bubbling up. She gasps back, delighted. Me? Yes, you silly. She nuzzles his nose, tickles him. His giggle answers hers. Her laughter folds over his, warm and close. She rocks him, eyes searching his. A smile. And I did, didn't I? A pause. Oh yes. Yes, I did. I bathed you. I rocked you. Her voice gentles. Not a whisper. Just for him. And I loved you. The first rays of the third sunrise begin to crest, warm light filling the room. Her eyes shine. And at the third sunrise, I kissed you. She leans in and kisses his forehead, soft and sure. She draws back, smiling. And I called you my son. The room rests in quiet, the sunrise rising around them. MTG, The Unhallowed Hour, Episode 3, The Birth of the 12. Soft fade. Darkness gives way to rain. Thunder rolls across an unfamiliar plain. Lightning tears through the clouds, briefly illuminating a world that never names itself. The camera drifts forward through the storm. Towering stone walls rise from the landscape, crowned with storybook spires. Ornate arches and old bridges disappear into the rain. Banners snap violently in the wind from the high stone architecture of a ruling class that seems to have stepped from an ancient fairy tale. Lightning flashes. Off in the distance sits a gingerbread cottage, its icing softened and melted by the weather. Another flash. A gingerbread man stands frozen beside the road, one arm outstretched, moss beginning to creep over him. Whether witchcraft, fey magic, or some forgotten curse holds him there is never said. Thunder rolls again. High above the rooftops, lightning catches the silhouette of a cloaked figure crossing the clouds on a broom. No name is spoken. The world speaks for itself. The camera pans farther through the rain. A cemetery emerges from the storm. Old stones stand beneath the black sky. At one headstone, Vona, the herald of the end, the saint and savior of children, is bent low to the earth. In her arms is a small child, perhaps 2, perhaps 3. She swaddles him against herself. She's crying, not ordinary tears. Blood runs from her eyes and down her face, mixing with the rain as she rocks the child gently in her arms. Mama's here, Mother's here, okay? I should have... Her voice catches. A lump rises in her throat so violently that for a moment she cannot speak. I should have taken you with me. I just thought if I left you here with people that I cherish, she cannot finish. She pulls him closer, rocks him. No, don't go, okay? Her voice breaks. I love you, son. Don't, please. The child looks up at her and smiles. Then he takes his last breath. Vona does not move. She keeps rocking him. The rain falls around mother and child. Thunder rolls over the cemetery. Vona closes her eyes. She bends down and kisses her child one last time. Then she opens them. The storm is no longer merely above her. Lightning moves inside her eyes. Thunder lives there. She is the storm. Vona opens her mouth. For one terrible instant, nothing comes. Then the sound tears free. It is not simply a scream. It is a howl. a vampiric being in unbearable pain. A cry carrying something demonic and something angelic, as though every curse she has ever swallowed has finally been released at once. Grief and wrath become one sound. The cemetery trembles beneath it. The wind tears through the stones. The storm answers her anguish, and still she rocks her child. Then, the rain stops, dead. Not a final drop falls. The wind dies. The thunder ceases. The lightning disappears from the sky. The storm itself seems to refuse to move. Only the lightning inside Vona remains. Silence. Then an ancient voice speaks. The same ancient voice that has spoken before. It is said that on this day, no planeswalker, no living being, not even the mightiest of the Eldrazi could have withstood her rage. Vona continues holding her son. It is said that on this day she wielded but a fraction of the power within her. Silence, only 10%. The voice allows the words to hang over creation. May the heavens have mercy upon creation, should she ever unleash anything more. Silence again. Vona does not move. The ancient voice continues. It is said her rage went up to the heavens. A pause. No, I did not misspeak. The camera rises from the cemetery, past the motionless storm, past the clouds, past the stars, into the blind eternities. The heavens of the multiverse unfold. Ikoria, Innistrad, Dominaria, Theros. One celestial realm after another. Winged beings turn towards something they cannot understand. Divine eyes open. Celestial hosts gather. Her rage carried her power to all the heavens. They brace. It is not enough. Halos splinter. Great wings are ripped from angels. Angelic blood pours down like crimson rain. The cries of celestial hosts echo across the heavens. She slaughtered angelic beings. Another angel falls. She tore the wings off angels. Divine blood spills across sacred ground. She slaughtered angelic gods to take the power that she needed. The vision lingers, broken halos, ruined wings, fallen divinity, the heavens themselves bearing witness to the rage of a grieving mother. Then the ancient voice continues, and she did not stop there. The heavens fade. She went down, deep into the pits, into all of the hells. The camera descends through the blind eternities. Infernal kingdom after infernal kingdom opens below, each different, each ancient, each bound by fire, shadow, torment, and power. The gates of those realms stand impossibly old, anchored into black stone by foundations that have endured beyond memory. She did not bargain. Something arrives. The gates shudder. Ancient anchors rip free, stone explodes. Infernal kingdoms tremble. She took everything. Devils turn toward the force rushing upon them. Too late. Infernal fires ripped from them. Their bodies are hurled through the pits as though they weigh nothing. Devils are tossed aside like candy. Demons charge. Their roars shake the abyss. It changes nothing. They are slaughtered. Demonic blood pours across black stone. Shadowy beings twist beneath the force of her rage and melt where they stand, their forms dissolving into darkness. The fires of the hells rise. They do not quench this rage. They cannot. The gates of all the hells burn. They tear away from their ancient moorings. Old anchors that have held for ages are ripped apart. Demons fall. Devils fall. Demonic lords are struck down. Power is torn from them. Fire is taken. Darkness is taken. Everything she needs is taken. She does not ask. She does not bargain. She takes. Every stolen ember of hellfire, every fragment of demonic power, every piece of power torn from heaven and hell surges away through the blind eternities. Back toward the cemetery. Back toward Vona. The camera returns to the plain. To the silent cemetery. To the mother still holding her dead son. Vona is still grieving. The power arrives. But it does not enter her. It gathers around her. Angelic radiance twists together with infernal fire. Holy and demonic power circles the grieving mother faster and faster, until the currents begin to divide. 1 becomes 2, 2 become 4, 4 become 12. 12 points of light form around Vona, too bright for a mere human to look upon, too holy, too demonic, and yet neither. Something else. Something new. The ancient voice speaks. From loss gave birth to life. The 12 lights burn around her like points upon some impossible celestial clock. It is said on this day, just like there were 12 hands of a clock, there now were 12 hands of fate. The light begins to take form. They were born that day. Bodies emerge from radiance and infernal fire, vampiric hellhounds, great creatures of gorgeous blue, white, and silver fur. Holy scripture is woven into their very being, not written upon them, not placed upon them, but part of what they are. Heaven and hell have become something neither heaven nor hell created. So the story tells. The 12 open their eyes. Every one of them looks toward Vona. They do not turn away. They do not fear her. They recognize her. Around the grieving mother and her child stand the 12 hands of fate. Myth made flesh. One raises its head, then another, then all 12. As one, they howl into the silent sky. The sound rolls over the cemetery, across the forests, across the mountains, out into the multiverse. Vona remains kneeling, still holding her son, and around her stand the 12 beings born from her loss. 12 hands of a clock, 12 hands of fate. End of episode.